Now, very quickly before the video starts, I do want to mention that yes, for those who are wondering, this is a re-upload from yesterday afternoon. I only at the time had the video up for around 10 to 15 minutes to find out later that it was missing half of the audio, some video, all due to errors in Adobe. But without further ado, here's the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Now, since October 2nd, the release of the Armory update, which is now the better half of a month, players from Everyday Premiere, Faceit, now the pro scene have been complaining about the game feeling off, different, almost as if bullets don't register, with shots 1 through 5 clearly missing. Players have also reported that dying behind walls has become a lot more common, and now even playing offline is causing issues. So yeah, you probably get it, but you also experience it on the daily. Long story short, ever since the Armory update release, the game feels different, not as responsive. What we see is not what we get, as CS2's tick rate suggests. Now, over the last few days, we have gotten a little bit more information about this because devs have been sending out shadow updates, but specifically fixing and changing the game with aim punch, hit reg, alongside a bunch more. And we've now even had pro players coming out saying this needs to change before the Shanghai Major, which is now just a little over a month away. But the really difficult part about this is we don't know how to fix it if we don't know where this problem stems from. Today's video, we're to break down this most recent problem, see if we can trace this back to its root cause, and maybe come up with a solution. Now, today's video sponsor is SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is a buying but most notably trading marketplace for all your Counter-Strike needs. SkinsMonkey offers a wide variety of skins. Once you find the item you want, hit trade for either items you currently have or for one of many deposit options. You can use my code MANDO for up to a free $5 alongside a 35% deposit bonus, and with their large selection of skins, SkinsMonkey also offers daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways. If interested, the link will be in the description down below. Now, firstly for today's video leads us to a post from the pro player Twist, where within the last couple of days, he addressed pretty much every problem all players within the CS community are having, which links to everyone will be in the description. Now, recently he posted this to more so vent about the state of the game, but there's 8 different points of what's ruining Counter-Strike 2 right now, what feels different, what feels off, and some also even include the problem. The first one up is running and shooting. He says it seems more accurate than ever. Maybe it went unnoticed inside CSGO because less people tried it. He says it feels like a normal thing to try and do now. Now, what I will say about running and shooting is if you go back to Counter-Strike 2's launch, at least for myself, that first week back in October of 2023, for whatever reason, people just started playing differently. Maybe it was the netcode, maybe it was lag or the subtick, but people walking and shooting and somehow getting a master spray down pat was just, it felt normal. But I'm assuming what he means by this is after the Armory update, there's been a lot of posts on Reddit, Twitter, and even in my comment section about running and shooting feeling more accurate. People running around with a deagle just getting one taps left, right, and center. And his second point up is tagging and getting tagged. He said, yeah, I'm not sure what's wrong with this one. When tagging players, the model is basically sliding. When you get tagged, you're rubber banding. As it stands for tagging inside Counter-Strike 2, Valve has sent out dozens of updates to fix tagging, fix animations, and we even saw this in the most recent Armory update, which also could play into this. And I think the big thing about this discussion, but also his post, is that yes, a lot of these problems were here prior to the Armory update, but it seems like a lot of them have upped the scale after its release. There was also a recent bug with sliding while planting the bomb. This only really happened on private servers or servers in China, since you can drop your knife in China and you can't drop it here. So you would need SV cheats to play it in North America or Europe. So that could possibly play into it, but I have no real idea. Now, his third point is about visibility when breaking smokes. He says, I saw another player post about this the other day. Still don't quite understand who has the advantage in certain areas and certain maps when a smoke gets broken. It appears to be completely random in some circumstances, which this I also will say I agree with as well. Obviously, when CS2 first released, smokes acted a lot different than they do now. If you shot an AK bullet through CS2 smoke when CS2 was still in beta or close to its full release, it was like you opened the whole thing up and both players could see both ends. Whereas of now, if one player shoots, let's just say you're playing overpass, you're playing toxic, someone throws a smoke down. If the guy toxic starts spraying at you, some of the time he can see you, but sometimes he can't. That was just a one-off random scenario, but I also feel like this has been in the game for quite some time as well. Now, his next point is about dodging flashes, and he says somehow this must be attached to latency. I saw a post a while back that addressed the delay in being able to dodge flashes, meaning you can still get blind even if you dodge the last second, which I have not seen this firsthand, nor have I experienced it, so I can't talk on it too much, but this is just once again another issue. And as it stands for ping, I think he explains how everyone's feeling within the community. Ping, I still have no idea how it works in this game, either it helps you or it doesn't, which we'll get to this in a second, but he says all of these issues get 2 times worse under 50+ ping, which I also agree with. However CS2 is made, I have no idea, but if you have bad ping or ping that you had in CSGO, it doesn't act the same towards CS2. Now, his next point is about resetting of accuracy. He says, I don't know if this is attached to subtick or random to some degree. I've seen a few times where I'm shocked that either a person is inaccurate or accurate, which this also leads us to the infamous shots 1 through 5 clip. This is Hiko, I believe, from 2016 or 17, maybe 18, but a Counter-Strike dev, for those who don't know, replied to this with pretty much a meme saying shots 1 through 5 clearly missed, went on a long tangent about it, and it was pretty funny at the time, but many people within the CS community were pissed because the hit registration hitboxes were all over the place. So we did have similar issues back to CSGO when it first came out that we do right now with CS2's second year. Now, as it stands for the game today on October 21st, there is now a couple of more game-breaking bugs, specifically with smokes. I don't want to explain how you do it because I don't want to be the one who, well, when you get into a match, I'm either going up against you or someone else is, they're not having an unfair advantage, but you can see through smokes once again, kind of like the Alt-Tab bug not that long ago, but it's just this time around, they are pretty much non-existent. You toss a smoke down, you can sit in the smoke, no one knows you're in there unless they're doing the exact same thing, so I'm assuming this will get fixed tonight or sometime this week, but I'm not sure. Now, the recent post from Twist this wasn't enough for you, we also have a tweet from the pro Player Depri. He says, I experienced severe packet loss for about 1 to 2 minutes a couple of times a day. It spikes from 12 to 15% up to 60 at its worst. And the internet provider sees no issue. Changed LAN cables didn't seem to fix. And he also rebooted his router multiple times. And he says, I feel like it's somewhat of a new issue. Really unsure if it's my end. Now his comment section, also his replies, go on to say that they know people, including themselves, that have rebooted their router, rebooted their PC, changed out cables, reset their settings. Nothing seems to be working, or explains why they're seeing packet loss or problems on their end with CS2. And my comment section, including myself, have also experienced the same problem over the last couple of weeks, which also happens to be right around the time the Armory update released. Now with all the information aside, this now brings us to the question of what is the issue? Is this Subtick? Is this problem on our end, or is it Valve? Well, if we go back 3 weeks, the CS dev Fletcher Dunn came out and said an update for networking was going to release soon, which ended up releasing alongside the Armory update. Which, no, just for some clarification, I'm not blaming this on him or saying it's his fault. He's done more than anyone, at least I'm aware of at this point in time, to fix the game, but also talk to us, the community. Very few Counter-Strike devs in its entire history have ever really came out on social media, having open discussions with us, taking criticism, but also agreeing and does change things that we suggest. I'm just pointing at the fact that a lot of these problems stemmed after the Armory update released. And this is myself on the post edit, but I do want to mention Fletcher Dunn and many other CS devs have come out at least acknowledging this problem, or at least in my opinion, know something's up, because Fletcher Dunn just a couple of weeks ago came out with a tweet saying one of his coworkers has last mile fiber gigabit internet, a beefy gaming system, but was having bad CS gameplay. He said the problem ended up being his $300 gaming router causing the jitter, and he suggested if you have a nice fancy gaming router, try turning QoS or security features off, which many people, including myself, have tried, which I will say has helped a little bit, but nevertheless, there's still something going on. Now, with some pretty decent juicy information that not a whole lot of people have discussed, is that the devs over the last week have sent out an update almost every single day on the down low, fixing and changing things, specifically with aim punch, and even added a brand new damage prediction system, which we can see in the game files. And like I've stated, I don't know with certainty, but I do feel like with this all happening around the same time these updates went out, specifically the Armory update and the updates on the down low that no one really knows about unless you dig into the game files, could be the root cause. And with this being now so close to the Shanghai Major, I would expect some sort of fix and patch very soon. Let me know what you guys think down below. Were you guys experiencing problems as well? I'll be sure to keep you all updated if anything releases in a shadow update format or possibly officially from CS2 devs. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay positive, sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.